Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I am showing you a mix of different titles I have for review. Some of these videos I'm making 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time, even a month ahead of time, because of how I'm reading them. And then you'll see books that come out, reviews that come out sooner. So just that I'll make it clear to you what I'm reading and where it falls in the series in case it is a series. And in fact, this particular cozy mystery title, Murder on the Nile, a Verity Bright book from Bookouture, it is part of a series. 19 books, in fact. So I'm going to quickly scroll through those 19 books so you can see those covers. I love this series, and I have read every single book. I'm fairly sure, but you know what? I'm going to go check because I'm fairly sure that I've read um, every single book in this series, Verity. Her name is so unusual. Actually, while I'm looking this up, Verity Bright is a partnership between a husband and wife who co-write these books. Yeah, they're co-written by husband and wife. And yes, I have read every single book. Haven't missed a single book. I love it. Okay, so let me put this in. I don't even have it as currently reading, and I read this last night. But it comes out September 26th, so the video is a couple weeks ahead of schedule. So, what is Murder on the Nile about? Well, in a previous video, I talked about how cozy mysteries have a formula. And this is a cozy mystery. In fact, it's another historical cozy mystery that is also a historical cozy. The early 1920s, Lady Eleanor Swift is a lady, as women were referred to at that time. She has a butler named Clifford, and Clifford is the ever proper butler. Now, their cruise down the Nile, and as the outset says in the blurb, it says, a cruise down the Nile, a camel ride around the pyramids, lunch in the shadow of the Sphinx, and a very dead body. That's the setup, okay? Now, they're about to get on this cruise or this journey to go to their destination, and they are actually going to meet on the other end of this trip Eleanor's staff, her maid, her cook, and her two maids. Okay, but when they get to the docks, Clifford is neither one of them is happy about what they see in front of them, but Clifford, ever concerned for his lady Eleanor, is really nonplussed. He's like, this is not as advertised. Looking at the brochure and looking at the ship and back and forth, it's something isn't right. So Lady Eleanor says, well, for your benefit, Clifford, we won't go. We won't go. And Clifford goes, no, my lady, I don't want to disappoint you. We'll make the best of it. Well, the first thing that happens when they get on the ship is they start meeting their fellow passengers, which are a very small number of people. The first gentleman they meet is on the rude side. Then they meet a married couple, who at first seem open and welcoming, but then they are kind of distant as well. But that's not the end of what raises questions in Lady Eleanor Swift's mind. No, there's a murder. In fact, the passenger that was found murdered, as the trip had been going on for 2 days up to this point before the murder took place, Lady Eleanor Swift, there was just something there, something concerning, something confusing, something that she paid attention to. And then meanwhile, you have Clifford, who is just perfect. He's your Mary Poppins of butlers. He anticipates her every need, always catches her by surprise at his efficiency. And then you get to the mystery itself. Why was the boat headed to where it was going? Why was the person that was on the ship murdered? Okay. And third, there's very few passengers and only a small crew. Fourth, the murder took place on the water. So what does that tell Lady Eleanor? The killer is amongst the people on the ship. So it becomes a race against time. Eleanor has very little time to figure out what happened, what went wrong, because the ship eventually will dock. And if the ship docks before the killer is revealed, then the killer might get away with murder, and she doesn't want that to happen. Meanwhile, and this character is not in this story, Eleanor has a sweetheart, and he's a police officer. So in some of the previous cases that we read in the series, he was always there for her when she was putting together her assumptions for what had happened. But he's not there. He's not on the ship. So I just wanted to mention him because she does have a significant other, and only time will tell as the series progresses where these two will end up. So, as mentioned, you have to figure out when is Eleanor going to put all the pieces together, because what happens in the case of our cozy mysteries, if you're a cozy mystery fan, you already know. You have a murder, you have the scenario, you have your suspects, you have your aha moment, you have your wee bit of danger in there, and then you have, yes, I know who the killer is. And that's what Lady Eleanor Swift does in this book. So that's going to be it. I am going to edit this video, get the book covers up there for you, and I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you with my next one. By the way, I'm rating this 4 stars. I keep forgetting to do that in these videos, so I'll make a mental note to always rate. So 4 stars for this book by Verity Bright, and again, it is Murder on the Nile. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.